is a very, very exciting day. Why? Well, first and foremost, we have a pad. Yes, yes indeed, we have a beautiful, beautiful pad to put all of this awesome new Pentair equipment that's going into maybe one of the biggest jobs that you will ever see. And today we have a plethora of pumps going in. 7 pumps total, 2 Pentair IntelliFlo3, 3 horse motors, WhisperFlos. We got pumps on pumps on pumps. 7 pumps total. Automation's on its way yet.
I'd like to get it hard plumbed in so everything's in its solid spot, so then I know where I'm running my communication wires to and everything like that. So I might end up changing my mind on the pump and filter when I get down to that, or the filter and heater when I get down to that side. I'm going to look and see if I can go any other way.
And just like that, the equipment is set. 7 pumps. Let's get that plumbing going.
Some people will use just silicone. I always do the pipe dope, and then I'll do a bead of silicone around it. It just helps seal it up a little bit better, in my opinion. I never use Teflon tape on these because when you're doing plastic to plastic, and you thread it in there, the Teflon tape doesn't push out, it expands the female joint, and it can cause the housing to crack or whatever female plastic end you're trying to thread into.
That stuff has a consistency of like a crayon almost.
Yeah, it's a real thick paste. It just gives you like the years of seal that you need. And then I like doing the silicone around it too, because that'll give you a little bit extra of a seal, and it almost like lubricates it to go in a little bit, because it's really thin consistency when it comes out like that, but when it dries it hardens up. Now we'll go ahead and move our coupler on. When you're lining up plumbing, you just kind of bring it to where you're gonna go to. Pull our pump to where we want it. These are coming off the wall too.
Is there a general rule for like how long you want this to be from the pump?
Different pumps, different scenarios. With like the IntelliFlo3, they want 5 times diameter for 2 inch, so that would be like 10 inches of length in there. So we're going to give it quite a bit on these ones. We also have to work with what we're limited to with the electrical space and all that stuff, because again, this isn't a ground up new install. It's a upgrade from what was currently here, so we're kind of forced into working with what we currently had before, so we have a little bit of limitations. pumps up. Straight and even.
Looks good. Keep moving on down the line.
Exactly. You just look over, you're like, oh yeah, next. So we're just rebuilding these valves. We're not replacing them. We're only replacing the main section manifold valves. Go ahead and cut this one. These valves, a lot of people get scared when they do that because it's now there's no more pipe to glue on, but this is 2.5 inch over or 2 inch inner. So we already used the 2 inch inner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 2.5 inch coupler that reduces down to 2 inch, and then we can bring that up and over into our 2 inch plumbing. The O-rings inside this valve, but I'm still covering the old one because I don't want the glue to run all the way down over the screw holes and all that kind of stuff. Still like to keep them clean. So I'll put my rag like that just to block it for a second and then use it to swipe it away. So now no glue went down there. Now we can start with fresh 2 inch.
One would think there's a coupler for just about anything.
Especially nowadays. I mean, I've been doing this for 20 years now, and it's like we didn't have the bell reducer fittings. We had to do 2.5 inch coupler, then a 2.5 inch reducer. So we're buying separate fittings. They didn't have over fittings, fitting extenders. It's all kind of newer to the market.
So you have the right to say, back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. We'd have to cut out like an entire manifold. Like say this one was leaking, you'd almost have to chop out everything. Now you can kind of cut out just a section of it, do an overfitting, and then kind of just come back with your manifold and put it on top. But it saves homeowners money, and it saves us a lot of time and headache because some of these manifolds, they're not the funnest to plumb. Just a smidge. all sitting at the exact same height. Lined up perfect.
Danny's been hard at work on plumbing, working on some different manifolds, getting the pumps dialed in, and gonna try and wrap up the plumbing today, get electrical all hooked up, and move on to the automation. Well, Danny, any trials or tribulations on day 3 to recap on?
Nothing too bad. Yesterday I got stuck with the old Frogger chlorinators that we cut out. I went to go cut the lines and I hadn't started draining the pool yet, so I had to stop what I was doing, get the pool draining, let it drain down. Then I dug all that up, capped all the old frog lines. Suction manifold was a little bit fun to get lined up with the gas line, but we got it as far over as we can so you could still access it without taking off the unions, but you could always take off the unions and pull the pump right back here. So just chiseling away at the rest of the plumbing and then start on the fun stuff with the electric panels. Can't wait for the plumbing to be done and then get everything all cleaned up. Then that you can actually see it. Painting all the pipes is going to be a project in itself.
It almost makes like a caulk, like a caulking type.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the principle?
So if you use just joint stick, it's not as smooth as that. But when the joint sticks mix with the silicone, it kind of smooths out and then you can get that nice finish on it. It just seals up a lot better. I've never had a problem doing it with this combo. Like I said before, a lot of people use one or the other, or they use Teflon. It's just something that I learned a long time ago. Now we'll plumb that up. One more. Wow. Psych.
We're right there.
Yeah. Of the WhisperFlos.
It is coming together though.
Slowly but surely. Now we got the suction on both the IntelliFlo3s are done. I'll do the 2 outlets.